Hey guys, it's Peyton. Welcome to the channel. Uh, just decided I was going to start this as a hobby. But anyways, what I want to talk about today in this video, my pilot video if you will, I want to talk about Hoffenheim and their upcoming game against Dortmund, which is basically a final. Not a Champions League final, not a Europa League final, not a German Cup final, but it's definitely a final. It's the final match day of the season. Dortmund are third, Hoffenheim's fourth. I think Bayer Leverkusen are fifth. We're all level on points. Dortmund have a superior goal difference. Hoffenheim have a superior goal difference to Leverkusen. But Hoffenheim and Dortmund play each other. The winner of that game is going to go to the Champions League. If they draw, they both might not go to the Champions League. They may both get knocked down to Europa League, which would be terrible for both clubs, considering the season and the players and the managers that they have. Less for Dortmund, but I still think Dortmund have a decent manager. But yeah, it's a bit scary as a Hoffenheim fan, because this isn't the first time we've been in this situation with Dortmund. A few years ago, Hoffenheim had a shit season with a good team and found themselves in the relegation spots in the last match day of the year against Dortmund. I think it was in Dortmund as well, so we have it a little easier this year. But if we would have lost that game or even drew that game, we would have got relegated to the second Bundesliga, and who knows what the hell would have happened to the club from then on. But club hero and legend Sejad Salihovic, the Bosnian magician, free kick master. He scores, I think, a free kick and a penalty to lead us to a 2-1 victory in Dortmund on the last match day of the year. And that keeps us, it doesn't save us entirely, it just puts us in 16th place. We have to play Nuremberg in the playoff relegation final, or playoff, whatever you want to call it. We end up beating Nuremberg 5-2 on aggregate, I believe. Firmino had a great game. We were just better than them, and we showed that. And now the situation's a bit different. There's a whole lot more money on the line, and the future of the two clubs, more for Hoffenheim than Dortmund, depend on the result of this match. Dortmund are always going to have money. They're always going to be in the top four of the Bundesliga. They've had a shit season. They have a good team. They just, I don't know what's wrong with Dortmund. I don't know where it went wrong, honestly. But they had to fire Peter Bosch, their manager that they got from Ajax at the start of the season. And then after that, it didn't get too much better with Peter Stoga, the new manager, which probably won't be given a second year at Dortmund. Although he's done a decent job. He steadied the ship. He's close to getting them the Champions League, but I hope he fails, because then Hoffenheim will go in the Champions League and we can laugh at Dortmund, right? But now it's just scary for a Hoffenheim fan like me, because next year might be our last year with our manager, Julian Nagelsmann, which is probably one of the best managers in the world already. And I think he's only 30 or 31 now. Youngest ever Bundesliga manager. Saved us from relegation. Very next year, no one believed that we would get anywhere near the top half of the table. We finished fourth. And we qualify for the playoffs of the Champions League to get into the Champions League group stage. We get Liverpool, of course. Other teams get easier teams, but it's just how it works. We get to play Liverpool, who are now playing in the Champions League final. So we end up losing that 4-2 on aggregate or something like that. Not too close, but the final aggregate score, it was fair, but it didn't really show how good Hoffenheim were. We got knocked down into the Europa League because we failed to qualify for the Champions League after losing to Liverpool. And we get drawn into a group with Braga, some team from Bulgaria, Braga from Portugal, the Bulgarian team, and Başakşehir from Turkey. And they're all decent clubs, about the same as Hoffenheim. The Bulgarian team we probably should have beat the shit out of, and we failed to. We should have won the group, really, if you consider the manager and the talent we have, but we didn't have the squad depth, and having the extra games and the less time to recover from each game, it wore down on the players, and we suffered in Europe and in the Bundesliga because of that. But after we got knocked out of Europe, everything got a bit better, but it didn't really turn for the good until after Christmas. When we came back from the winter break to start the second half of the Bundesliga season, we've been on fire. We've won, I think we're on after the Stuttgart defeat last game, we don't have a win streak or an unbeaten streak anymore, but I think prior to the Stuttgart game last week, which we lost 2-0, I think it was 10 or 11 matches unbeaten. A great run. I think it might have been the best in the Bundesliga at the time. I'm not entirely sure, but it was definitely up there. But we've shown that we're a Champions League team in the second half of the season, and now we have to prove it against another Champions League caliber team in Dortmund. Dortmund's underachieving. A lot of people might think Hoffenheim are overachieving. I think we're exactly where we belong, especially with our manager and the players we do have. But it's definitely going to be a game to watch. You have the relegation battles to decide who goes down with Köln, of course, and who goes into 16th place. Of course, that's interesting. But in my opinion, this battle for the Champions League spots is more interesting. It's going to be a better game. It's going to be better to watch. There's going to be a lot of emotion, a lot of passion, a lot of just players putting everything on the line for their own future, the future of their clubs, their legacy, history. Just there's so much to play for, both ends of the table. But you should definitely watch for the Champions League spots. You'll enjoy the matches more if you can watch them. The Bundesliga in the U.S. you can watch on Fox Sports or Fox Soccer 1, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, and then Fox Soccer Plus, and just Fox Sports. Find it. Not too hard. But I think Hoffenheim, they know what they have to do. They're at home. They're very good at home. Dortmund have been shit on the road. They've even been shit at home. They've just underachieved. I don't know how they're still that high up the table, honestly. They haven't played like a top 4 team. Leverkusen should be up there. Leipzig have definitely dropped off, and I hate Leipzig, so I think they should get relegated. But that's just my opinion. Fuck Leipzig. Fuck Red Bull, actually. I'm more of a Monster man myself. But, yeah. I'm going to say... Let me pull up the matches here. Hoffenheim, Dortmund. 2-0 win for Hoffenheim. We knocked Dortmund into the Europa League, if they're lucky. Hertha Berlin and Leipzig. Don't want Leipzig to win. They definitely can win. Probably will, but I'm going to go Berlin 2-1 win at home. Freiburg, they play Augsburg. Augsburg have been very good this season. Hoffenheim youth product, Gregoritsch, he's been on fire in the midfield for Augsburg. Philipp Max has been the best left back in the Bundesliga with the most assists in the league, I believe. Definitely the most by a left back. And he actually scored a goal last week, my brother told me, although he doesn't know shit. Shout out to Lucas. But yeah. Freiburg, they'll lose 1-2 to Augsburg in Freiburg. Bayern play Stuttgart. Bayern will probably win 5-0 because that's just how it goes when they play Stuttgart. Schalke host Frankfurt. Good game, good managers, good teams. 1-1 draw. Not too much between them. Wolfsburg and Köln, relegation battle. Wolfsburg Köln have the better team. Wolfsburg have more money. Volkswagen's their baby daddy, or not their baby daddy, their sugar daddy. But I think Köln will drag them down with them. Köln are gonna win 2-1. Hanover go to Leverkusen. Leverkusen's very strong. Former Hoffenheim striker Kevin Volland has been on fire, and he definitely deserves a call up to the national team for the World Cup. For the first time, he narrowly missed out for the 2014 World Cup. I think they chose to take Miroslav Klose instead, which was a great decision. Definitely the right choice. And now Miroslav Klose owns the record for the most World Cup goals with 16, which he overtook the Brazilian Ronaldo in Brazil, as we butt-fucked Brazil 7-1, which was probably the happiest moment of my life. Honestly. I don't think I've ever cried so hard and felt so happy in my entire life. Just seeing David Luiz cry and the Brazilian fans cry made me so happy. And I say that now knowing that easily Germany could get butt-fucked, and then I could cry over that too, but it's not likely. We're Germany. We just won't get embarrassed like that. We're too good. But, anyways, where was I? Other than, I'll stop bullying Brazil. We've done enough. 7-1, never forget. Wolfsburg will lose 1-2 or 2-1 to Köln. Leverkusen will probably win 3-0 against Hanover. Hanover's been great. They're safe. There's no reason they should keep on trying. They're not going to get into Europe, I don't believe. I don't believe they're even in contention for Europe right now. But the fact Hanover stay in the Bundesliga should be like getting in the Champions League for their fans. And I'm happy for them because they got good players. And they belong in the Bundesliga. They're a great club. Hamburg host Borussia Mönchengladbach. And yeah, Hamburg need to win, but they're not. They're going to lose 1-0 to Gladbach, and they're going to get relegated. Last game, Mainz and Bremen. It doesn't matter, does it? Well, actually it does. Mainz could get relegated if they lose this game. So I like Mainz, but I don't think they're going to get a win. I think they're going to get 1 point. It's going to be a 0-0 draw at the Opel Arena. That concludes my preview and my opinions on this upcoming match day 34 in the Bundesliga. I hope you all have enjoyed. I've been rambling, I know. But yeah, I'm doing this as a hobby, and I look forward to it, and I look forward to doing more. I look forward to reading your comments. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, give me your feedback. Tell me what you want to talk about, or what you want me to talk about. This summer I'm going to Germany. I plan on getting footage of Hoffenheim training, go to preseason games. I'll be covering the World Cup as well. I might have started at the end of the season, but I'm going to hit the summer real hard covering soccer and all that shit. But look forward to it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you later.